Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joshua Obonia, and I'm the founder and Chief Vision Officer at eSchool Now Group, a leading group driving innovations in technology, education, and entrepreneurship. Since 2021, we have been steadfast in our mission to champion transformative education globally by connecting, supporting, and spotlighting educators and changemakers through our flagship initiative, the Global Educators Tribe, fondly known as eTeacher Network, ETN. On the 5th and 6th of January 2025, we proudly hosted the 4th edition of the Global Educators Retreat, a premier annual reboot bootcamp designed for educators across the board, including teachers, school leaders, policymakers, entrepreneurs, students, and everyone committed to this transformative agenda of education. Over the 2-day retreat, we had extraordinary experiences, from the powerful keynote address to the interactive webinars to breakout rooms and the deeply insightful fireside chats. Practical, tailored, and relatable wisdom was shared, benefiting over 300 educators from 7 countries, with a potential reach of millions via YouTube streams. The 2025 Educators Retreat epitomized our commitment to transformation through global collaboration, as we had an incredible lineup of speakers and facilitators from 6 different countries, each of them drawing from their diverse experiences. They inspired and equipped our global audience with actionable insights and strategies. Let's watch a brief highlight of this 2 days experience. Watch this. Tonight is a very interesting night because tonight we start the process for 2025 to redefine truly what education is going to be. And not just education for 2025, but truly what our world is going to look like. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply honored to welcome you to the 4th edition of the Educators Retreat. This gathering is not just a conference. Please make no mistake. It's a movement where minds meet. It's a movement where strategies are birthed. It's a movement where actions are set into motion for advancement of education and for society at large. This is where we come together as a community to strategize, to learn, to network, and ignite collective passion for advancing the role of education in transforming our societies. Education that does not transform people and society is not true education. Our theme this year, Education for Global Transformation, a call for transgenerational leaders, couldn't have come at a better time. Together, we're going to paint a vivid picture of how education has shaped cultures, economies, and even belief systems. Then we're going to confront the stark reality, the very great generational divide that threatens progress. And then finally, we're all going to answer to the call together to become transgenerational leaders, equipped to lead this transformative agenda. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, educators, leaders, industry captains, entrepreneurs from all over the world, policymakers, government stakeholders, I officially welcome you to Educators Retreat 4.0.
I am delighted, and I want to thank Joshua and his team for inviting me to come and share a couple of perspectives with you. So to be completely transparent, because that's my MO, I began to teach in 1986. A lot of the changes that your president spoke about have been a part of my educational journey. And so it is my delight to present this topic to you. And of course, in true education fashion, I am going to be using visuals. So we are looking at education beyond borders, promoting cultural exchange for transformation. And I really appreciate how you were able to delve into the various generation divides. And as Joshua and I were talking, the reality is in many industries, we have as many as 5 generations actively operating in those spaces. I'm going to focus more on the cultural side. We have to develop global mindsets where we prepare them to be adaptable, empathetic leaders in a rapidly changing global landscape. We're going to look at learning through a cultural lens at times, not just through the Nigerian lens, not just through the Bermudian lens, because we are interacting in a global front. Are we teaching our students to realize that there are certain ways we communicate that may be different from the way other people communicate, implicitly or explicitly, direct versus indirect ways of communication, formal versus informal? Of course, we explore cultural differences by the way we express our emotion.
You've managed a conglomerate of over 200 schools, overseeing operations in several areas. What were some of the challenges you saw in leadership, especially when it came to navigating generations?
I remember when I was with my former workplace, I was actually the youngest among them all. I came in with zero experience, fresh from school those days. I made myself stand out. Why did I stand out? I wanted to be really part of the people that matter in my workplace. I didn't look at my age. I didn't look at my experiences. I wasn't having experiences then as a young teacher. There's this thing my boss usually tells me those days. He said, it is good to come in anyhow, but it is very wrong to remain anyhow for too long. I came in, I saw people that were much older than me, and I was among the youngest. I said, how do I take off and make sure I get better than these people I met on ground? I went for personal development. People don't value personal development. They always wait for their companies to sponsor them. You can do this for yourself. And these are the things that will make you stand out over time and stand above your peers. I grew from the classroom teacher to a sectional head. After 1 year, I was made an assistant head of school. And I met people on ground. Before you knew it, the head of school left. My boss said, you are now mature to take over as the head of school. Initially, I was reluctant. I felt the school was too much. Sometimes when you make yourself stand up, the way things will become, it looks as if you are not ready to take up this responsibility. Yeah. That was my major fear, that these women are going to hurt me. That small girl of yesterday is now beginning to be their leader, their head. That is how I took up that responsibility, and God help me.
Cross-border partnerships are incredibly important. One of the reasons why is because ultimately we're trying to impact society, culture, systems, and human beings. Whatever the commonalities we may have in our classrooms, they're still very diverse human beings, and they're going to have diverse needs, and they're going to be an evolution of strategies to reach each of these different types of learners. What foundation needs to be laid so that over these next X amount of years, they can build upon a strong foundation, graduate, and be life and career ready? So why limit ourselves to just learning from those around us, knowing that there's just a world of knowledge out there?
So in my context, both the Nigerian context and also being able to work in the education sector in Canada, education is a weapon. It can either be used for good or it can either be used for bad. And it can either kill a child's morale sometimes, right, and it can actually be a booster for a child as well. But it just depends on the systems that are being put in place. It depends on the teachers. It depends on the school environment. A whole lot of factors. One thing that I would say impact is it has to do with your students, and it has to be long term, and it has to be sustainable, right? So I can't say, okay, this is what impact should be, but I can say what it can look like, right? Then speaking of the competition between schools in the education system, even between teachers, and it's something that we need to understand that it's an ecosystem. The education sector is an ecosystem. Sometimes you see some people doing things and you're like, oh my, I wish I could do that. But you don't really have to do what they are doing. You can support what they are doing.
Know that the spirit and energy and joy you bring to teaching the classroom is what will be passed on to the kids. So you are so important. Your mental, emotional, spiritual health, physical health is all extremely important to this movement. So center that.
Make connections with people, build relationships, meet people, go out there, see what's happening, be informed as much as you can, and just know what you can begin to do from today.
I'm not a traditional educator, so I didn't come through the route of teacher training and the learning and going off to university and all the placements. My education has come through the business corporate side of life. This topic is absolutely incredible to talk about, and I'm really honored to be able to share reclaiming the future through education. I'm going to talk about the critical role of education, and it's not just about our students, it's about society as a whole. I'm going to explore how it can be a catalyst for a brighter future. Through these discussions that we've had over the last couple of days, there's that common theme of collaboration. You'll hear more about that. How we're shaping our next generation, the Gen Zs, the Alphas, and what we're going to do and take charge of to ensure that we deliver our message and we remain influencers in their lives. Remember, as educators, we have a power to shape the future. By empowering our students, providing equitable opportunities, and teaching them the skills they need to succeed, we are reclaiming the future for them and for society. So I'm going to challenge each of you to reflect on how you make a difference in your classroom, in your community, and in the lives of your students.
I'm supposed to speak moving from vision to action. The vision has been shared by all the speakers. All the speakers have shared the various visions. And so mine will be, how do we move from that vision to action? I believe that leadership is for a purpose. For you to be a leader is for a purpose. Is to achieve set goals. However, it must transcend generation. We are talking about that leadership that understands that every generation, all ages, all gender must be carried along in leadership. I will give you an example. Most times in schools, in churches, we do adult for adult committee. We do youth for youth committee. We cannot produce transgenerational leadership if we continue to separate adult for adult, youth for youth. Let us bring them together for everyone. If you are not preparing for succession for the next generation, then you have failed. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so collaboration for impact is key. Collaboration is not the same thing with teamwork. Teamwork will mean people who have the same skills, the same kind of whatever. But in collaboration, you have diverse skills. So you are bringing people of diverse skills, diverse values, diverse attitudes to work together. That is collaboration. And then when that happens, you give a sense of purpose to everybody, a sense of achievement to everybody. So collaboration is key.
This is like the beginning. The retreat was a time for you to look inwards. Take note of things that needs to improve. Write your strategies like we have so aptly shared within these 2 days, and begin to implement one after the other. So you need to have a measurable goal, something that first quarter. How did I, with these things that I wanted to achieve first quarter? How are the people I'm leading, either in the classroom or my teams? Like I said, this is a diverse audience. How do you interact with the people in your constituents? Because at the end of the day, education is global. How do you measure your growth? At the end of 2025, last quarter of 2025, you can sit back and say, thank God I attended the retreat like this, because it was one that exposed me to every progress that I made in this year. Now, that was inspiring. But you see, we didn't stop at skills development and radical mindset shifts. This year, we reaffirmed our commitment to empowering educators for global impact. Through our dedication and the generosity of our sponsors, 5 educators were selected through a competitive pitching process and they were awarded either laptops or cash gifts to accelerate their impact in 2025 and beyond. Watch the highlights of the pitch and award segment. We decided as an organization that we're going to empower some educators with laptops. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with that I would announce the top 5 finalists of the pitching competition that we had. Coming up, Moses Dubem, the next runner-up, Olawumi Olajubade Eruchala Augustine.
Yes. Thank you, Dad. Good day, sir.
Che Merie Mwokike. I can feel the excitement. Aderonke, Temilola, 2 of you will be leaving with a laptop. To the other 3 who also qualified in the top 5, we definitely have a cash prize for each of you. Ladies and gentlemen, the first star winner to win the laptop at the Educators Retreat 4.0 is none other but Aderonke Temilola. You will be receiving a functional laptop for the year 2025 to accelerate transformative impact. The first runner-up for the star prize for the 2025 Educators Retreat Pitch Competition, I present to you Eruchalu Augustine. Your efforts have paid off.
It's not even only the gift, the insights I've gained these 2 days is just so amazing. I want to say thank you very much. And Educators Retreat, you watch out for Aderonke in next year's retreat.
Knowing as an undergraduate and that I'm being given this opportunity, it really touches my heart. So thank you so much. I've really looked for this laptop and I never knew that God will bless me with it this year. Thank you. This is my first testimony in 2025 and thank you so much, sir.
To the organizers, I want to say that for me, I'm very proud of all of you. So the 2, Aderonke and Eruchalu, they have empowered you. To have a laptop is an empowerment. Use a laptop for empowerment so that they'll be proud that they gave you something that has helped you to succeed in your career and life.
To everyone who contributed to this one way or the other, thank you so much. You see, I'm glad you were here seeing all this because this is the impact. This is how they feel. This is what it means to them. How inspiring was that? To all our sponsors and to all who donated to make this happen, I especially thank you for your generosity. Let me take a moment to recognize the phenomenal individuals who made this event successful. To my South African brother Imran Makama, who facilitated the pitching competition process alongside leaders from our team, thank you so much. To our exceptional speakers and facilitators from the awe-inspiring Dunkirk, joining all the way from Bermuda, to the ever-inspiring Maxine Crow from the UK, to the education champion Lady Chinwe Dike from Nigeria, to my amazing sisters Manal Al-Ansi from the USA and Adora Iguma Oguyomi from Canada. And finally, to the education icon Professor Owunari Georgewill, the 19th Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt. Thank you all for your intentional and unwavering commitment to education and global transformation. You've sparked a fire in us that will keep burning throughout 2025 and beyond. We look forward to doing so much more with you. To the ETN leadership and volunteer community, we did it. Celebrate this success. Relish these moments. But remember, this is just the beginning of what we're building together. And to you, our attendees, both live and virtual, your presence, engagement, and passion made these retreats worthwhile. As you rightly guessed, it doesn't end with the Global Educators Retreat. So the big question now is, what's next? As part of this year's Global Transformation Agenda, we have crafted unique programs, opportunities, and resources to ensure continuous growth and to support all educators. Through our community, we will be holding your hand every step of the way to achieve excellence. So, your next step is to become a bona fide member of the Global Educators Tribe, GET. Whether as a student member, a professional member, or an enterprise member, the GET exposes you to tailored networks of interests, global and local opportunities, premium resources and timely support, monthly educators assemblies, and so much more. To join, simply check the link in the video description. Now, from our YouTube channel to all our social media expressions, stay connected, stay engaged, and empowered. You don't want to miss out on the exciting opportunities we will be sharing throughout this transformative year. As I wrap up, I use this opportunity to call on you to join us on this journey of global transformation through education. Beyond desires and commitment, it takes finance and great resources to achieve this audacious goal. So we ask you to partner with us in achieving these shared objectives. You may donate using the links provided in the description of this video, or reach out to us for more detailed partnerships or sponsorship information. Finally, education changemakers. As we look forward to the Global Educators Retreat 5.0 coming up in 2026, let's make 2025 a truly transformative year. Stay connected, stay inspired, and stay empowered. See you at work.